Ellie, now what are you trying to do? Be a demolition kitty? A Lord of the Kitty? A Jurassic kitty? Oh, don't go on Circus Voltaire. The glass is not on there, okay? Gamatron, Gamatron, where the F of my controlled lamp's gone. Check this out. We've got sound. I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Alright, did you enjoy that hour-long episode of Gamatron? It was a doozy, but we made some good progress. So today I'm going to focus on trying to get the soundboard installed and working. But before that, I have to go backwards and try and get my 3 controlled lamps working. So I did make a post on the Pinball Repair Help group, and they suggested that I test the voltage going to the sockets, which was a great suggestion. So let's go do that. And I'll show you my findings. We're just jumping right into this episode, no mucking around, right? Let's go to DC voltage, and we're supposed to have like what, 6 or 7 volts here or something. I'm not sure really what side I'm supposed to be measuring, but that gives me a whopping 1.5 volts. And if I measure the other side of the socket, 1.3, and then same kind of thing. And here we go, 1.4, 1.4. So it appears as though I'm not getting voltage, and maybe just a little bit, and that would explain why I'm getting the very slightest ghosting with LEDs and tiniest little bit of glow with incandescent. So I'm trying to like look in the schematics, and it's not really pointing me in any direction. So I'm just thinking these lines are probably good. So it must be this other line here. I'm not sure if this is ground. Oh wait, what's this? Oh, this is just probably for one of the other controlled lamps. So is this power and then this is ground, or is this ground and this power? I don't remember, but either way, this has got to be connected to something, right? So this goes like this up to here, and then goes to here. What used to be there? Is that anything? Or is that just, oh, that's just wear from the screw. So that is connected to this. But this is just the wire for this particular controlled lamp. So I don't know, man. This is where I'm at right now. I'm just trying to figure out where I need to go. I have reseated this connector, because this, or was it this one? Oh shit. No, it's this one, because this is all of the power going in and data lines and all that stuff. And this is just lamps going out to various different places. I pretty much concluded that for this whole connector on the original, we're literally just using, well, I mean, it's kind of obvious, but we're literally just using 3 of the original wires from this connector. The rest just go to like player 1 up, 2 up, 3 up, 4 up. 1 can play, 2 can play, 3 can play, 4 can play. And obviously there's a lot of unused spots, and then a few other backbox controlled lamps that we're not using as well, like match, and maybe high score to date. So I don't know what all these are instead of these. Are these going to the playfield now and lighting up extra inserts? Anyway, I gotta do some more digging before I proceed to sound, because sound will be exciting. This, not so much, but I like to, before I do the fun stuff, I gotta bang my head against the wall a little bit longer and solve this stubborn stuff. So I'm gonna work on this first. Okay, I might be on to something here. I just pulled up Pinwiki, and section 5.9.3.4, no controlled lamps working, says that pins 1, 2, and 11 of the J4 connector in the upper left connection on the board carry the incoming grounds for the lamp driver. So here's the schematics. This is J4 on the lamp driver, and you can see pins 1, 2, 11, and 12 all go to ground. So is it possible if one of those are bad that is causing my issue? Because don't these control the playfield as well? I mean, I don't really know what I'm talking about half the time. I just kind of fumble my way through, just like my words. So I guess it wouldn't hurt to repin those guys. So that's going to be the white, the red, and wherever pin 11 is. So, I mean, they don't look great. They don't look horrible though either. So it's a bit of a shotgun approach. I'll repin those and see what happens. Okay, so I repinned number 1, number 2, and number 11. There is no number 12 on this connector. And I always mark with a Sharpie the pins that I have done if I haven't done the entire connector, just so I don't repin anything. And we'll plug this in. Turn it on and pray. Game over light should come on immediately if that worked. But I don't have the highest hopes. Yep, we got nothing. Throw it into lamp test just for S and G's. Alright, that didn't work. Okay, so Pinwiki says that another thing that can cause dim controlled lamps is a partially failed bridge rectifier 1 on the power supply. Well, because I have this funky power supply, I don't really have a BR1. I've got a BR2 and a BR3, and these two guys make up BR1 technically. So I was starting to wonder, is it possible that this guy is bad? So I started doing some more investigation, and I, with tape, marked all of the lamps that are not working. And then I removed this connector and marked, no, that's what I did. I removed this connector and then marked every single light that was not working. Okay. Then I plugged it back in to see what lights turned back on. So definitely they repurposed a lot of those wires for playfield lighting. So this is on J2, this, probably this guy here, this guy. So that's about 10 bulbs that are functioning off of the J4 connector. J2 connector, sorry. Which means that I don't think it's the bridge, because if the bridge was bad, then I think that would affect all of the lamps on that connector. So what does it all mean? I'm not really sure. Maybe I just have really bad connections at all 3 of these points. I mean, I can test for continuity maybe, but I have proper voltages here, so I just not really suspecting that, but definitely can confirm that the original connector came out of the head and would plug in there, and that this was all for backbox lighting. So with the conversion kit, they made that harness differently, and they had it coming off of the playfield harness, plug it in there to light up all the extra lights on the playfield, and then saved a few for the back box. But nonetheless, I still haven't solved the problem. I can't imagine it's a continuity thing for all three connectors, but I think I'll sniff up that alley next. Hey, fellow shenaniganders. If you are enjoying what you are seeing, why don't you click on these three dots at the bottom of any video and then find this heart, click on that, and hey, look at this. You can buy me a beer. You can use the slider to buy me 500 beers if you really like, but this is a way you can send thanks, and I very much appreciate your support. If you do so, your comment will be highlighted, and also I will give you a shout out. So thank you for all your support. Okay, let's do a continuity test. My green-orange wire, which is my tilt. I've just got this probe kind of secured here, alligator clip going to a little nail, and my green-orange is going to gray-red. Gray-red is pin 3. And you can hear we've got continuity there. So continuity is not an issue, but we can certainly try another one here. That wasn't tilt. This is tilt. The middle one's tilt. Okay, so that is gray, black. Gray, black goes to dark gray, which looks like it's pin 1. Is that right? What the heck color is this? Straight gray. So straight gray might be down here. Is that it? Oh. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to need to use both hands to complete this test, but for sure this guy is good, and I imagine the others are as well. Okay, I have confirmed continuity is good for all three sockets, so moving on. Okay, so this is my next strategy to compare this Bobby Orr back box to my Bobby Orr back box and just study every single nook and cranny to see if there are any anomalies. So I've been doing that, and lo and behold, look what I found here. A couple wires here that were tucked in to this wire tie, and so I traced this gray-orange wire back, and it just ends up here on this connector. Gray-orange, so that's not used. But this thick blue wire, pretty sure that that goes back to right here on the power supply, which is like pin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then we head over. Oh, do you like my workbench, by the way? Pretty handy. So then we go over to the schematics, and J3 bag box pin 6 is switched illumination bus. So I think I don't want to get my hopes too high, but I think we're onto something here. So I'm going to try and figure out where that is supposed to go. Okay, I just found something else that might be pertinent. Check out, I'm guessing this is what is called the switched illumination bus. So it comes down here and goes all the way around here. Oops. But look at mine. I am missing this portion and this portion. So I kind of feel like I need to connect this to at least this, but I could probably go from here to here and here to here and then maybe reuse these as general illumination since these are disconnected. And then connect this blue wire. Doesn't look like there was old solder on that socket, but maybe if I connect that there, then maybe we're in business. So stay tuned, we'll see. Okay, so for now I just used an alligator clip to connect these two lines, and I trimmed off some of the insulation. I've got another alligator clip on this blue wire, and hopefully if I touch it to this, I am in lamp test, then maybe we'll get our back box lights going here. So let's turn off the lights. Then we'll be able to see a little better. So, okay, can you see this? This would be wonderful if it worked. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Look at that, boys and girls. Can you freaking believe that? I pretty much solved that on my own. That is a sheer miracle. All right, well, I'm gonna hardwire this up then. That is fantastic. Let's clip that on there and go have a look. Holy hallelujah. Cannot believe it. All this craziness that I had to go through to figure this out. That is one for the books. All right, check it out. This thing is wired up and wired up here. I did not attach the switch illumination bus to these guys because then I couldn't make them general illumination in the future if I wanted to. If I want to, then I need to like tack on like a couple wires from here to here, or maybe here to here. Then I can use one or two of these sockets. I probably wouldn't put 4 LEDs in the one corner. It might be a little overkill, but I just got to add a couple wires and I can GI those. And here we have the finished product. Got LEDs in there now. And done about 80% of our lighting now. So just got to deal with all these, whatever they are, either sockets or terminals or SCRs or some sort of wiring. It's weird that those 3 are not working in a row. This one I've deemed as a flaky lamp socket. But before I go ahead and mess with that, I think it is finally time to try and get some sound. Okay, I just took a little dinner break and now I'm back. But I'm forever adding things to my ceilings and my walls, stickers, plastics. I've got it plastered everywhere. I've got Electra play fields. I got Creature from the Black Lagoon. Got hook toppers, pop bumper caps. I've got Indiana Jones biplanes, Attack from Mars, spaceships, Getaway, thingamajiggy, Creature from the Black Lagoon. I'm just forever adding stuff, and it is fun. And I've got a lot of crap still. I just accumulate and accumulate. So I'm going to spend a minute or two to add some of this stuff. I've got some cool Deadpool plastics from my Deadpool goodie bag. I better be careful. I'm going to be washing some of these things. I'm going to slip down the crack here. This is cool, like all these characters, and then like Deadpool on a hammock. Got to find a cool spot for that. And then my buddy JC just bought an Avengers Infinity Quest and gave me this stuff from the goodie bag. A sticker, some extra plastics, and he also bought a Jaws 50th anniversary and gave me some other cool plastic stern, keychain, jaws, and then 3D glasses. So I have to find spots for all of this stuff. Okay, I'm going to show you where I placed all of those items, and I also want to show you something else that is for the Gamatron project. So we'll start with Avengers sticker, and then stern, keychain. Probably going to forget some stuff, but I'm getting to the point where, bless me, that I'm running out of space, so I'm just kind of like layering now. So I'm doing that. Ran out of thumbtacks. Oh, here's some more layering I just did. Lane guide layering. And what else? I feel like I put something up here. That. And this is kind of cool how this turned out. Put these guys up here, just screwed them to the piece of the old Strange Science cabinet that Kevin rebuilt from scratch. So there's all my Deadpool guys there. And then Leonardo got the 3D glasses. And I think that was about it. So thanks again, JC, for providing most of those cool things. And now, check this out. Flight 2000 head. Why do I need a Flight 2000 head? Well, I don't. I literally need 2 brackets for the soundboard, which I don't have in my Bobby Orr head. So I remembered that my buddy Mitch had one, and I asked to see if he wanted to sell the whole thing. He's like, oh, sure, but I just need to steal all of the brackets out of the head first for my Quicksilver scratch build. It's like, what parts do you need from this thing? I'm like, well, I actually need the brackets that you also need. But Flight 2000 has 2 soundboards, well, 1 sound and 1 speech. Therefore, there are 2 sets of brackets. One was here and one was here. That's for Mitch. He took all the other board brackets, and look what I got. 2 more brackets for my soundboard. So now I can mount it properly. And I also have all this other stuff, so I can keep what I want to keep, and then I can just basically sell off the speech board. It also came with the SB300 soundboard. Where did I put that? That's over here. So I can test that in the Gamatron, and I can sell these boards, sell the head if I need, and recoup my cost. It cost me $75, so I think that was pretty fair. And then if I can sell everything for more than that, then I can help to recuperate some of my overall expenses. Otherwise, I could have just bought the 2 brackets off Mitch for like $5. But I thought, you know what, why don't I just buy it all, have it, use what I need from it, try and sell it and make $1 or $2 and help to reduce my overall Gamatron expenses. So that's the plan. And yeah, pretty sweet that Mitch had exactly what I needed. All right, here are the brackets. So I just took my little screwdriver and I like pried out these little tines here so that they actually latch or lock in. And, you know, you go like this. And you go like this. So I'll just measure up and drill some holes, figure out the best spot to mount this, and yeah, I'll be right back. All right, soundboard installation went pretty smooth, and you know, free from any door interference. And there's a lot of connectors along the side here, but everything has its own space to breathe. And I left room to install a knocker if I want to in the future. I've got it connected up here. I think this connector here probably looks like it wants to go here. I'll have to check the schematics and just see, but if you've been watching, then you know that this connector goes to the sound pot and the speaker. These 4 wires here are these 4 wires here. So the last thing is I gotta connect these. I think this is voltage and ground, 12 volts and ground. So I gotta figure out where these go and make a new connector for that. And I think that should do it. So I just gotta do a little bit of research, and then we're gonna see if we can get some sound. Okay, I got this extra board here as reference. So starting with the J3 connector, pulled up the Flight 2000 schematics for electronic sounds, and we want to find the J3 connector, which is right here. Okay, J3 right there. Pin 9, speaker. Pin 8, speaker. Pin 4 is the key. And then pin 1 and 3, external volume pot, not located on PC board. So 1, 3, 8, and 9. And you can see the pin start on the right. There's number 9 there. So look at that. We got pin 1 and 3, the dark colored wires for the external volume pot, and pin 8 and 9 for the speaker. So that connector should be good. Now for the J2 connector. Got the schematics right here. So J2, pin 6 is our voltage, and then it says pin 2 and 3 are analog ground. So these 2 apparently are ground. If we turn the board over, you can see that they are in fact ground. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the 12 volts, but looks like 5 and 6 are actually tied together. So in theory, connect the black wire to pin 2 or 3, and the red wire to pin 6, and we should be in business. So I'm not sure if I'll rig up a connector yet, or maybe use some alligator clips, but let's try and connect some wires and not blow up anything. Okay, I thought I'd run a little test here, just see if I'm in fact getting 12 volts on that wire using this as ground. I'm not sure if that is correct or not, but could probably use this as ground as well if I don't get a reading. I don't know if the CPU is going to boot up. Yep, it is. Okay. It is still happy with the soundboard not getting voltage. How do you like that? Game over light. This thing is really starting to come along. Okay, now let's I got that there. That there. Let's turn on the multimeter, see what happens. Okay, 14 volts. All right, well, I guess I'll just make a connector for this and pop it on. All right, here we go. Remove the old connector, made a new one. J2 sound, J3 sound. Plug that in. And like I mentioned before, this is from Viper, this soundboard, and should in theory work. At some point I'll probably tidy up this as well. Electrical tape, I don't love that, and there's a little bit more of that happening over here. Kind of just zip tied up this connector, said not used on it, and zip tied this guy up. So I'm slowly tidying up things as I go. Alright, so zoom out and see if Gamatron is truly alive. Hear that? That was speaker hum. Oh my god, I hear dings. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Not that loud of dings. Don't need that loud of dings. Well, nothing's blown up in the back box, so that's a good start. Alright, I have no idea how loud this is going to be, but I feel like we're going to have sound. Well, let's try a switch. Whoa. Try. I heard it. I heard it. It's just really low. No, don't do that. That one drop target doesn't want to stay up, and I'm going to have to deal with that. Here we go. This is our... Whoa. Come on, this speaker volume pot is weird. Might have to give it a spritz of contact cleaner. Whoa. Yeah. Okay. It's official, boys and girls. We have sound, we have Gamatron. Let's hit some... Oh, there's some background sound. That's cool. Oop. This is super satisfying. We pulled it off, boys and girls. That is awesome. That is probably the bulk of the pain and suffering that I'm going to have to go through. But Gamatron is effing alive, mofos. Alright, so I guess this would be a good time to end the episode on a high note, because, you know, 95% of the refurbishment of a game is relatively smooth. It's that last 5% that really kicks you in the nuts. So, looking forward to that. See you on the next episode. Hey, Ellie, I don't think you made an appearance this whole episode. I'm glad to see you're down here inspecting the Flight 2000 head, doing your job. You're a good helper kitty.